scored a couple touchdowns in his end zone. But we had this thing where when we score, we'll get out and we had a lot of buddies in that corner, you know, and a lot of family members and just staying in that corner. So this fence wasn't up. So like when we score, even when we break out, we'll cut across the field just to end in that corner where they're at.
I think first off, you know, just if you look at his background as a player, I mean, he's won and won and won and won at the highest levels.
There's a lot of coaches coming through here. Luke Hopes, you had Tom Osborne, Bobby Bowden, Steve Spurrier, all those guys. First, I remember getting a phone call. Actually, they left a message with my sister saying that Jim Harbaugh from Western Kentucky called. Jim Harbaugh. And that name sounded familiar, but then you start thinking about, nah, I can't be him. You know, I want to play for the Bears, can't be him. Call back, asked to speak to Jim, and it's Jim Harbaugh. He asked me if I knew who he was, and I'm like, the only Jim Harbaugh I know plays for the Chicago Bears. Like, that's me. I said, yeah, right. You know, again, you expect an NFL player to call you recruiting, and sure enough, he said I was going to be to your school like on a Tuesday. I'll come around lunchtime to see you. You know, and I told Coach Canan about the phone conversation. I said, I don't know how true it is. Can you check to see? His dad is the head coach there. He said, whoa. I said, Coach, he said he'll be here on Tuesday. So sure enough, we're in the lunchroom eating, and sure enough, he walked in the lunchroom, and I thought I was the big man on campus. When we came outside, there was about 50 people standing out here with Michigan and Chicago Bears hat, wanting to sign an autograph from Jim Harbaugh. Standing there with Jim, like, wow, this is big time, you know, and I think that's what all started. You know, that's where our relationship started.
Say a coach that's come from I think a really strong coaching tree, if you will. You know, he's had Joe Canan as a mentor. He's had Coach Harbaugh as a mentor. He's worked with some of the great coaches in football. So I think he has the confidence. I think he knows what it takes to win.
The people he ended up being with that mentored him with Jack Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh and doing an internship with John Harbaugh with the Eagles helped prepare him. You know, I think when he left Western and had that opportunity to go to Stanford and be in a different environment, I think that prepared him to maybe someday make the move.
So I always explain to our guys about that, and I explain to our coaches about being a mentor, because I know how it affected me, how it changed my life. And again, sometimes I see some of these kids, and I was like, you know, you're no different than me. You're no different than me at all. You know, the only difference is age. You know, the only difference is I experienced that already. You know, I know exactly what you're going through. Oh, you don't know? Yes, I do. I do. You know, and you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it as long as you don't quit. As long as you stay determined.